and working b'derech Esa, b'derech Edom. This is always the ongoing challenge of Jewish history, right? But you see, there's a second chance at this limud. There's another opportunity. And what is that? That's right, by the seller, right? The whole thing later on in Parshas Chukas, when Moshe Rabbeinu was told to speak to the rock as opposed to hit the rock to bring forth water, because that was the second opportunity to get this lesson down. To understand that it's derech Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and Bnei Israel, to be able to function in the physical world. We no matter what we do anyhow, we live Lamala Teva. As the Rizal points out, everything about the Jewish people, as the Leshem explains, everything about Klal Yisrael from the beginning until this very day is all Lamala Teva. It looks kind of Tevadic. There's enough of Teva involved to make a person to believe they want to, that it's all Teva. But when you stand back and look at the situation, including the fact that we're existing as a state today amongst all these nations of the world, and we're able to accomplish so much in spite of all the threat and all the pressure put on the Jewish people, if you stand back and you look, you have to say, as Tevadik, as natural as this actually looks, the Metzius of the reality is, it's not. It's supernatural. It's Lamal Tevadik. And that's what the Bible is supposed to teach us. That's the limud of the man. That's the limud of Torah. And that's the story of Klal Yisrael. And that's the level we're trying to get to and to get back to. And we will be living on in Yemos HaMashiach. It's hard to comprehend. It's hard to be used to it. We're so used to accomplishing things physically like Esav does and being involved in the world on that level. But we have to at least understand that's what we're about. We have to understand that's the tikkun for Klal Yisrael. Because when we do that, especially this week, this week there's a school on Yom Shlishi of the week of Parsha Beshalach to say Parsha SHMOT brought down this morning. Goshi. This is the school. This is the mentality. This is the limud we're supposed to get out of it. We're supposed to appreciate as we're saying it and we're learning it. It's not just a story of bread from Shammai. It's not just a story of how Kosh Baruch Hu took care of us in the Midbar against all the odds. This is the story of the entire Jewish people that I'm sure we're going to find out at some point in history, who knows when or what, but I'm sure we're going to find that it's not a coincidence. The word money has built into it the word money. Because it works exactly the same way. That's what Parnas is all about. And if you live in Eretz Yisrael, you know this for sure. You ask people at the time, people panic, they get all nervous, they get all scared, what's the matter, what's the problem? I can't pay the Makol bill this month. So what's the problem? Well, I don't know how I'm going to pay the Makol bill this month. Well, what happened last month? How did you do it last month? Oh, you won't believe the story. What a miracle. It was a fantastic night. The last second, this happened. Wow, it's amazing. What about the month before that? It was a bigger miracle. What happened? Well, that story goes back 15 years of miracles. 15 years of miracles. And somehow they were able to survive against all the odds. And all the success that Klal Yisrael has in Galus is also Lamal Teva. So Kosh Baruch Hu gives it to us. He helps us out. We may work hard, but he gives it to us in the end. So you ask the person, so for 15 years, Hashem has been saving your life, and somehow, you've been living Lamal Teva, what's the problem? How do I know it's going to happen this month? Okay, I can't deny the past. I could. And some people do. Right? Like the joke that they tell. The person who says, is trying to find a parking spot. He says to Kosh Baruch Hu, please, if you just find me a parking spot, it's so packed over here, find me a parking spot, I'll do tshuva in this thing, or I'll learn more Torah, I'll say more Tehillim. And just as he's saying that, lo and behold, a car pulls up, and there's a parking spot. And he turns to Hashem and says, it's okay, I found one on my own. You see, you can deny the nice. You can deny the miracle if you want to. But most people don't. Most people will say, yeah, that was a miracle. They go back years of miracles. When it comes to being Semach and HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the future, when it comes to being Semach and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and knowing that whatever happens historically, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us, and it was a moon and bitachon, as the Lashon brings down, ein davar amud b'tnei bitachon. And if a person is able to understand and live in that reality, they have access to a completely Lamala Teva reality. We do anyhow. That's the story of Klal Yisrael. That's the story of the man. That's the lesson of Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael is Eretz Bitachon. It's the place, as the Torah points out, it doesn't function like Mitzrayim. It doesn't function like the rest of the nations of the world, the countries where they function. It's got din. It's got tied to Kodesh Baruch Hu. Kodesh Baruch Hu's eye is in the land all the time. And if we acknowledge that, and we live that with that reality, then it becomes the reality that we live with in the end. And that, basically, is what your Mos Mashiach is all about.